Hello, fellow truckers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We are on day number 3, I believe, on this trip of taking ethane from Page, Arizona to Kansas City, Texas for over, or Kansas City, Kansas. Kansas City, Kansas for over $80,000. So let's hop back into the truck, get in gear, get back on the road, and start trying to get as much of this done as we can. Had some issues in the last episode with some of the mods that I had installed. They were causing me to slide off the road in the rain, which was not fun. And so I had to disable those mods, and unfortunately that means that the weather effects are going to be pretty boring moving forward. If you're aware of a really good weather mod that gives really good realistic visual effects without giving any kind of changes to the physics, that would be very much appreciated. But it has to be in the Steam Workshop, because I don't really want to deal with any other mod managers or having to go through a manual process. That's really annoying. That's personal preference. Sorry, that's the way I do things. But anyways, yeah, we're going to try to get this load completed. Once we have finished this load, we should have enough money to buy a new truck and upgrade, preferably something that's already sort of semi-upgraded. At least, I don't want to buy any more trucks that don't have a sleeper cab in it already, because it's just kind of unreal. You know how I am about realism. If you watch my series, you know I'm not super crazy into realism, but I'll only take my unrealism so far. You know, we gotta have a sleeper. There has to be a place for us to sleep when we're resting, and so, you know, from this point forward, I would really prefer to purchase trucks that already have a sleeper cab on it. And the only ones that were available during the last load that had the sleeper cab on it were like $170,000+, and we're not at the time. Yeah, we're still not there yet. So we'll be able to buy this truck. We'll be able to finish this load, buy the truck, and then upgrade it a little bit. Probably we'll probably have a little bit of money to do some upgrades as well. Should still have 2 slots left in our garage, which will allow us to purchase the next truck and the next truck after that. So once we're done with that part, we'll have to upgrade the garage to give space for any future trucks. But yeah, we have enough for the next 2 trucks. We have enough space for the next 2 trucks. That's what we're going to continue doing. So if we can get a little bit of help as far as not having to slow down and stop a lot, we should be able to knock out this 500 miles of driving that we need to get done in this episode. Maybe have to extend my recording time out a little bit today to get that done. I don't really. Well, we're gonna have to stop here at this. Oh. They're going to let us bypass the way station. Nice. Okay, so never mind. But we are slowing down for this town here, so, you know, there's always that. Let's go ahead and... Is this a roundabout, or what is this? Yeah, it looks like it's a big roundabout of some kind. We'll go ahead and push out into it, because I didn't see any traffic off there to the left. Do a little bit of a wide-ish kind of turn, and then off we go into this area over here, and away we go. I'm curious to know what that viewpoint was over there, but not curious enough that we're going to waste time stopping to go look at it. So, sorry. We're just going to go ahead and push forward, because we have a lot of distance to get done today, and stopping to do that takes up time. Oh, there's another way station in a half a mile. That's... I wonder if we got a pass on that first one, because there's another one right over here. Are they going to make us come in and stop for that, or did we just get a pass completely for this whole area? I don't know. Yeah, it's not asking us to do anything, so yeah. Speed limit's hopping up to 55. We're getting back onto a highway kind of area. I'm really kind of hoping that we're going to be able to get onto the freeway here in the relatively near future, so that way we can get back up into the consistent 70+ miles per hour. That will eat up the distance very quickly, but I don't know. Just gonna have to wait and find out. I don't know about... I wanted to pull out to try to get a view of these. It won't let me zoom out anymore. I'm not sure what's going on. It will not let me zoom out anymore. That's concerning, if I'm honest. It won't. I don't know if one of my mods is what was allowing me to zoom out really far, or if there's some kind of a problem with my settings or what, but I used to be able to zoom out pretty far in this view, and now it won't let me go any further than this. This is pretty concerning if I can't hop out of the cab and get a really nice external shot from a little bit further away than that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what could be causing me to be unable to zoom out any further than that. You must be a public subscriber or a channel member for me to see your comments. You're free to post comments as much as you want. I don't moderate comments. I don't censor comments. I don't do anything like that. I just personally have filters in place that only allow me to see public subscribers and channel members, so that I can avoid the trolls that inevitably pop into channels because they feel like they need to be heard. I don't care about their opinion, and I don't really need their negativity in my life. So unfortunately, the YouTube Creator Studio does not provide an... Are we slowing down? Oh yeah, we are slowing down. The YouTube Creator Studio does not provide an option to add just regular non-public subscribers to my list. So unfortunately, that means the filter that I have in place really does filter down the number of comments that I can see. So if you want to be helpful, I need you to toggle your subscriptions to public so that the filter can find you, and I will be able to see your comments. But I know that sucks for those of you who really don't want to do that, but still want to be able to leave comments that I see. My mental health is way more important to me than making sure that everybody gets a chance to be seen. I gotta, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep your sanity, because the internet can be a very dangerous place for your mental faculties if you're not careful. So that's the way I choose to handle it. That's the way I choose to handle it. Unfortunately, the town here is slowing us down quite a bit. It looks like we're probably going to end up having to go... I would really like to get to a freeway. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting that we need to do that. We're going to make a left turn here, and then we're getting onto another high... Oh, no. Nope. Can we make it? Can we make it? Looks like we made it. Okay, as long as we can get out into the intersection before it changes from yellow to red. In America, we can do that. If you live overseas, that was probably a big no-no to you. Here in the United States, as long as you get past the white line before the light changes to red, that's generally considered acceptable. We're not near, and we can also turn right on red. Like the red light, if you're making a right turn, is more like is just like a stop sign rather than a hard you must sit here and wait until the light changes again. Looks like we had to turn left up here. Hopefully we're going to get on another highway that's going to take us into the 60s and 70s as far as the speed limit goes. We'll find out here in a minute once we actually are able to get over there. And it also does look like the direction that the road is heading is going to take us in the proper direction to head towards Kansas. We can hop out into the big view up here so that we can see that. It looks like we're getting on the 54 and then the 83. I don't know if the 83 becomes the 54 or if it's the other way around. We'll find out when we get up there. I'll always bring you guys back whenever we see trains because, trains are pretty cool. I think most of us, most people who are into big trucks and stuff like that are probably into trains. It'd be nice if the trains were a little bit longer. I'd probably have to find a mod for that or something. Passing by a tractor supply company. If you ever watch the trucking channel Riding with Dave, he doesn't really make videos anymore. I believe he stopped making videos completely at this point. Just kind of exited YouTube. But his favorite place to go was Tractor Supply. So every time I see that, I'm like, hey, Dave. Okay, the speed limit has popped up to 50 miles an hour. We're still kind of in this I don't want to say industrial, but commercial area. It looks like speed's hopping up to 50. We're finally starting to get some increased speed here. I'm hoping the speed pops up to 70 so we can get back up to a decent travel rate. Doesn't look like we're actually going to be changing freeways at all. We're going to intersect with the 83, but we're going to be on the 54 for a bit. Again, I was really hoping we were going to be able to get on an interstate, but as long as we're able to maintain, 65, 70 miles an hour, that's at least somewhat reasonable. We'll hop out of the cab here to take a look at this little farmstead. Fortunately, I can't zoom out so I can keep a really good look on my truck, but there you go. Nice, cool little homestead farm kind of thing. Passing through another small little town here. This is the stuff right here that really starts to slow down our ability to get distance done, because we're constantly having to slow down for these little towns and stuff. It's why for the most part, especially in these longer trips that we're doing, I really want to be on the freeway as much as we can, because you know, while it's nice to drive through these towns and see stuff, for these long trips, we just kind of want to get there and get the money and start moving on. When we're not, I don't know, I don't really see us getting to a point from this getting to a point. I hate it when I do that. I end up using a word that I need to use again in a second, and it just sounds like annoying repetition. I don't see us getting to a place where we can get to the point where we're not having to drive through, where we're not trying to just hurry up and make a lot of money. We have lots of trucks and stuff that we need to buy, and while I'm not necessarily in a massive hurry to hurry up and get that done, because, you know, we just want to kind of enjoy the game, I do want to get through the process of getting different trucks in a reasonably expedient manner. So, you know, there's got to be a balance between, you know, seeing cool and interesting stuff and also, you know, getting into new trucks. That's got to be something that we kind of think about and consider. This looks like a car dealership over here. Anybody looking for a new car or a used car or something like that? I don't know. I'm not. I haven't been in a place in a while where I could do that. Got another red light here, so I won't make you guys sit through that. I'll stare at this arcade sign until the red light changes. Alright, we have made it through all of that. A car decided to run into me just now. That's great. This is why I have penalties and stuff turned off, because sometimes the AI traffic just gets super erratic, and that would be fine if there was more of an insurance system where, you know, it actually detected who was at fault and, you know, didn't charge me just because the AI decided it was just going to run into me. But because that's a thing, I have traffic offenses turned off because it's just not worth dealing with that. That's a super frustrating thing that I just really don't want to screw with. Now we're down to single lane highways, and that, or 2-lane highways, technically 2 lanes, but now we're down to 2-lane highways, and there's a bunch, I've got to stop for the vehicle inspection too, so great. I would normally hop out of the vehicle to do this part, but since we can't zoom out and get a nice panoramic shot for that, I don't really see much of a point. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Let's get off the road and we'll pull into the vehicle area here. And then, you know, hop out of the cab and slow down. And then we just got to wait for this guy to get out from in front of us. He's taking his sweet time getting his weighing done. I would really like to move forward. If you could hurry up, please. I don't know why. That's kind of annoying that he just sits there like that. Come on, come on. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. You can do it. You can do it. All right, 72. See, look, I got my weighing done right there in like a second. I don't know why you needed to take that long. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. All right. So yeah, I can't zoom out any further than that. So it is what it is. We'll bring our speed, our cruise control back up to 65. I think is the. I think was the number. It's the perception when you have your thing turned to the side like that makes it feel like you're going to run into people. that was nerve-wracking for about a second. But yeah, speed limit 65. We still have another 350 miles to go, so hopefully it says that we're supposed to get there by 1 a.m. Wow, we have another 26 hours, so we will definitely be pulling off at the next rest stop to get us back into the daytime, because, you know, 6 hours of in-game driving at nighttime is not going to be particularly fun for anybody. So yeah, we'll be looking for a rest stop here hopefully pretty soon. Looks like from the overhead map we have a gas station coming up. Hopefully that one's going to have a rest stop there as well. So we're going to continue driving on and try to catch up with that before it gets too dark. And yeah, I see another icon under it, which means it's probably going to have a rest station. Got a nice cemetery over here to our left as we're passing some trucks. I always try to bring you guys back for the cemeteries too. I don't know why. I don't have like a thing about cemeteries. It's just, you know, it's a notable feature that you pass as you're driving through on all of this. So I'm always trying to find as many, you know, interesting things to give you guys some cool things to see as we're going through this. I was going to pass this guy, but unfortunately the lanes decided that they were going to adjust in a way that did not allow that, and oncoming traffic was here too. So yeah, we're gonna try to blast by these guys doing 45 in a 65, and hopefully we can cover some distance a little bit faster than what we're doing. I have to say, though, the sunsets in this game can be really nice to look at. I like to hop out of the truck here and kind of take a look, but I can't stay too long because I don't want to end up going off the road. But yeah, nice golden sunset, really pretty to look at when you're doing it. I always get a little bit nerve-wracked a little bit when I look back over at my recording software after I stop talking, because I have it set to pause the video after I stop talking for a second. And sometimes if I don't look quickly enough, it's already on, and I'm like, I hope it didn't turn off while I was talking. That would suck. Okay, we can see from the lower map, down the dashboard map, that there definitely is parking in this fueling station over here. So what we'll do is we'll pull into this area and go ahead and fill up, since we're going to be next to a gas station anyways. And then we'll rest for the night and pick up this journey in the morning for the game. That way, we're not going to have any kind of nighttime driving. I'm not a big fan of it when we can avoid it. I don't see any reason to do it since we have the time. We have the time to be able to just not have to push through it. So let's get over here, and we'll start looking for the fueling part, which is right here. Pull in, stop, get the engine turned off, and then we will fill up in a ridiculously quick manner that I wish could, kind of be the way that it works in real life. Imagine if you could pull up to a pump, fill up your gas tank as fast as this. Like, that would be amazing. That would be so amazing. But yeah, let's push forward into the parking area here. Looks like we're gonna have to turn like this, as I damage my trailer more. I'm trying to get into some parking over here so that we can turn the truck off and get some sleep. Alright, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure this is where we can come in here and park. I needed to turn pretty sharp to make sure that we were able to get over here into this without hitting the trucks, but then we ended up hitting the gas station. So, fortunately, all of the damage that's happening to that is happening to the trailer is happening to the wheels. So it's not like the load itself is getting damaged. It's just the wheels, which, obviously you shouldn't do that, but it's not the worst problem in the world. I'm just saying. So the speed limit here is 65 miles an hour. Hopefully it's going to bump back up. I mean, 65 and 70 isn't that much of a massive difference in speed, but I mean, over the course of several hundred miles, it does make a difference. So if we can get the speed to come back up to 70 miles an hour versus 65, that'll get us there much quicker. Welcome to Greensburg. I don't even know where that is, but oh, a big school bus sitting over here in the grass. That's a bus stop, really? Okay. Passing through a small little town here with a 76 station and a big building over here that is an Alberts. They have Albertson in Kansas? Really? Didn't know that. That's that's a West Coast. That's a western half of the country kind of store chain, I thought. I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina area. We didn't have Albertsons. We had Piggly Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly was the major grocery store chain back when I was growing up in my area. That's what we had, Piggly Wiggly. So just like we had the golden sunset yesterday in the evening, we have a nice little sunrise happening right now. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Maybe it's just because we know it's a sunrise. It just doesn't have that same kind of color to it that the sunsets do. I mean, it's still going through the atmosphere the same way. I would imagine maybe the air density from the temperature and changes and all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's the difference that causes the. I need you to get out of my. I need you to get out of my way. You're taking your sweet time doing freaking 50 miles an hour in a 65, dude. Unnecessary. Anyways, I was trying to say, for whatever reason, even though, the angle of the sun going through the atmosphere is the same as it is for the sunset, it just doesn't seem to have that same kind of soft golden hue to everything that the sunsets do. I don't know why. You would think that it would be the same, but it's got to be because the atmosphere is a little bit different because it was cold all night, and so, maybe the slight variations and all of that causes the color to be a little bit less golden and a little bit more like warm yellow. I don't know. I'd be interested to know why that is. we are getting into Wichita, Kansas, and also just really starting to get into the super green part of the continent now. So we're pretty much out of the west side of the nation and all of the dry desert area that entails, and yeah, starting to get into the really green, trees are everywhere part of the country, so that's kind of nice. I have to imagine that this area is fairly large. You can see from the overhead map that we're going to be passing through several exits for Wichita. Obviously, you know, Wichita is a well-known name. If you know anything about the United States, you've probably heard of Wichita. Not because it's like a, you know, crazy tourist spot. It's just it's a major town in Kansas that you know, everybody's heard of. I don't know why. I'm not sure what Wichita is known for, but is it the capital? Maybe it's the capital, Wichita, Kansas? I can't remember. I used to know all my state capitals back in the day, back from school, when they forced you to sit down and memorize it, but it's not something that's important enough that you really need to retain that in your daily life. Like, I don't really care what the capital of Kansas is. I've never been to Kansas. I don't have any intention of going to Kansas. So why do I need to know what the capital is? Like, if I worked in an industry where knowing that information was important, then, you know, obviously that's a different thing. But the average person doesn't really need to know all the state capitals. It's, you know, unless you're just trying to impress people with your knowledge prowess, I don't think people care. But obviously, the biggest thing that we're dealing with right now is just the fact that the speed limit is 60 going through here, and it's going to be 60 all the way through Wichita. So you can see we're about halfway through it at this point. There'll be an interchange heading off to another. Oh, it looks like the Interstate 35. Hopefully, we can stay on Interstate 35 and for the rest of this trip and just get this knocked out. That would be super nice. Okay, the speed limit has popped up to 65, which is better. We have a left turn coming up that's going to take us to the 35. Ideally, I'm hoping that the speed limit is going to hop up to 70 once we do that. So let's slow down here and get ready to make our left turn onto, I guess, the East 54. I guess that's what this is. So let's turn, make sure that we're going to end up going over the curb a little bit, but that's all right. It's a video game and I'm not worried about it. And of course, we are getting routed through another little town now, so we're going to start slowing down a little bit. I'm going to say I'm going to risk speeding to try to get to the light, but unfortunately, we got hosed with the light there, so oh well. A nice little town, though. I mean, we were able to kind of drive through it and see some storefronts, and there's a Chase Bank there. This area reminds me of some of the little towns here in Southern California where you're driving along the coast highway, and like little when you're driving through it, you pass through little areas that kind of look like that. So it's kind of reminiscent of some things that are around here where I live. Okay, they have us, we can't go any further on that road. It has us turning this way here, and then looks like we're going to be getting on the freeway finally. So it's going to be nice to be on an interstate again and be able to just get some uninterrupted travel done, because this constant having to stop is super frustrating when you're just trying to get where you're going. Oh, wow. Okay. We're getting on a toll road. Did not know that this was going to be a toll road. Fortunately, we have the money to handle it, so it is what it is. I have to say, I'm of two minds about toll roads because, you know, on the one hand, you don't really want to have to stop and pay for something that you're using, especially if you're going to be using it all the time. But then again, the other side of it is that I don't necessarily want to have to pay pay road taxes for roads that I never use. So I don't know. It's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't things. You can either, you know, you can have your taxes pay for all the roads in a state, and most of them you're never ever going to use. Or you can have private companies build the roads and you pay a toll until that road gets paid off, and then, you know, you just continue to pay out of your own pocket for the roads that you specifically use. I don't know, experience over the last 20 years of my adult life, like, 20 years of my adult life, meaning I'm over 40 years old. Over my driving experience has taught me that no state really does a very good, well, I don't know, I'd say no state, but most states don't do a very good job of managing their road taxes and actually keeping their roads under good repair, especially here in California. They do a terrible, terrible, terrible job of maintaining the roads out here because you know, they charge us out the butt for the taxes on, you know, gas and road taxes and all that stuff, and then they spend that money on something else, clearly, because the roads still just really suck. I don't know what they're doing, but it just sucks.
Then exit right.
Okay, we are exiting the freeway, which means that we're probably going to end up having a toll. All right, yeah, so we're going to find out how much the toll was. Am I able to just pass through this? Okay, it looks like we paid a total of $7. Wow, that was an expensive toll. I mean, obviously in real life, if I had to pay $7 for that, I'd be pretty upset. But in this game, it's not that bad. Why are we driving incredibly slow? Wow, dudes, the speed limit is 70 miles an hour here, and you guys are doing 30. Dude, we have places to be. We have 80 miles left to go. We need to get this load delivered so that we can afford a new truck, damn it. The speed limit was kind enough to jump up to 75 miles per hour in this last little stretch. You can see from the overhead map and the UI map that we can see our destination off in the top right corner. And we are within 60 miles, doing 75 miles an hour, so we should be there in the next minute or so if we don't get slowed down or stopped by some stupid ridiculousness. I mean, we are on Interstate 35, so I don't expect to be stopped at any point now. It's mostly just a matter of how much traffic do we run into and how hard is it going to be to get to our actual drop-off spot. Our exit is coming up over here on the right. We're going to take a left turn up into whatever this delivery area is. It's clearly going to be some kind of industrial complex, but we got to drive over there to get to it. Ah, this is one of those ones that has those weird offset, interchanges or off ramps or whatever it is that you call them. Yeah, like I thought, this is going to be one of those industrial areas. I don't think I've actually been to an industrial area like this, though. Of course, I did not have the Kansas DLC before all of this, so, you know, obviously there's definitely going to be some new locations that I'm not used to. This looks like some kind of massive distribution center. There's a bunch of trailers and stuff over here to our left, so I don't know. We're going to have to slow down here and excuse me, my lungs are deciding that it's time to eject everything from them. Not sure why they're doing that. We'll pull up here, get over to where we can drop off our trailer, and then I guess we'll take a look at what trucks are available. Get a new truck purchased and relocated to our garage down in Texas, and then we'll start driving from there. Now, I'm not going to waste time coming to a stop when there's nothing going on here. We're going to get over here, get our little inspection thingy done that they want us to do, and then we'll move on. Okay, so the map is telling us that it's up here, kind of a left and a right turn, and then it's supposed to be over here in this lot somewhere, I'm guessing. So it's going to be, I don't know, where is it? Have to find out what direction they want us to put the trailer, where exactly the trailer parking is. It's okay, it's over there on the other side. So we'll swing around to the other side, so that way we can do a side backing, and then yeah, we'll get this thing parked and done. I think this is something that they need to fix for the generation of these, because having a freaking yard truck there right where you're trying to get a load delivered is a little bit obnoxious. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of that. That's kind of annoying. I just went ahead and skipped the parking because the way they put that there, I know that's 2 in a row that I've skipped the parking. I don't generally skip the parking, but the last load that we did, the yard was too small to put the big, ridiculous articulated trailer that we had, and this one, I'm out of time. I don't have the patience to deal with it, so we're just gonna do that. Sorry. If that bugs you, I'm sorry. Alright, we'll check and see if the used truck market has changed since the last time we've done one of these. Ooh, this one's actually not that bad. We got a nice used 5-star condition. It has a little bit of it's got some permanent part wear on the engine and transmission. I mean, I don't know, for 177,000 miles on it, I think we could probably just afford to buy just buy a brand new truck. I don't know that I necessarily want to do that. Let's see if we can buy online. Let's look at the prices that are available now. Like, I could get a brand new a completely brand new sleeper truck with no wear or anything on it for $153,000. Or we could get this Western Star. Wait, we're in the 49X right now. We could get this fully upgraded, full cab sleeper, all of that stuff for $188,000. I think this is probably what we're going to end up doing. Let's customize the configuration since we're here. It's got the biggest, it's got the biggest axles already. I would like to have the biggest engine. We'll make sure that we have the, it only does the 12 speed. Interesting. That is interesting. All right, well, we definitely want to make sure, does this, do none of these transmissions have a retarder on it? That's going to be, that's concerning. That is super concerning. Okay. I guess we'll do that then, since it's not allowing me to do that. Yeah, this model automatically upgrades to the really nice model, and we're definitely going for that midnight paint job. No way we're not going to do that. All right, so it automatically does that part. Automatically does that part. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to put the mirrors and stuff on like that. We'll see what kind of option. Yeah, it basically we're outright purchasing a fully upgraded truck, which, you know, personally, I'm a big fan of being able to do that because it saves us a little bit of time. Oh, it didn't upgrade the tires though. So let's make sure we go through and upgrade all of the tires because we don't need that to be a problem. And then, yeah, it's basically got all of the nice little awesome finish options there. So it's got the big gas tank. It's got the nice chrome things. We're going to add the radiant lights to it. We're going to add any kind of not compatible with the Aero X. So what does that do? Okay. No, I'm sorry. I actually kind of like that better. As much as I want to have the straight pipes coming out like that, it does. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, we'll put the chrome thing back there like that, and then we'll hop into the driver's seat and take a look at all of this stuff here. I always put the compass on this part up here just because I like having the compass there. Let's see. Steering wheel is good. Helps to remove all of that, huh? Steering wheel's fine. I generally like to put a couple of drinks in here, so we'll put a Coke there. Oh, hold on, we'll put a coffee mug. We'll put a mug on that side because that's easier to see. What mug do we want to put? We'll put the... We're going to put the... I don't know. I don't know what we're going to put. We'll go with the Darth Vader mug, because that's kind of cool. And then for the other one, we'll put a Coke in it. There you go. I generally try to put a bag, some kind of a bag, a duffel bag there. We'll do the hat here. Yep, 10-gallon hat there. I generally try to... Ooh, dude, that is pretty sweet looking. Look at that. We'll put our cooler here. Sorry, helps if I actually spell cool box correctly. Nothing. All right, yeah, we'll put that there, and then we can put some... we'll put a laptop. We have a laptop, computer, tablet. Unfortunately, all right, I'm gonna put some. I don't know. What do they? They don't really allow me to put anything cool there. It's not looking like. We'll put the Android toy there because I guess why not? And then standard Star Wars posters. And I guess that's probably going to do it for our customization. So we'll confirm all of that. We will purchase it, have it delivered to our garage down in Texas. Boom, like that. And then we are going to actually switch ourselves over to that. So let's get back into the truck manager. We are going to drive this guy. So yeah, let's go take over that truck. And then we'll hire somebody to put into the other truck. Please tell me we're not back in San Diego. Please, please tell me that we're not back in San Diego. Oh my God. I do not understand why it insists on relocating me to San Diego every time I switch a truck. It's so irritating. Developers, please. I don't want to be relocated back to my home base every time I do a truck. I really, really don't. I want to go where I put the truck. I put the truck there for a reason so that when I took it over, I went to the truck. I really don't like that. I really, really, really don't like that. All right. I want somebody who has high value load ability, so we'll take him and put him in that truck. Now, I don't know. I don't remember this. That's so irritating. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Jobs, or navigation, quick travel. Where can I quick travel to? Am I able to quick travel? We were in Kansas City. We'll just go ahead and, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and quick travel. I don't want to have to drive all the way back across to get to where I was. So, yeah. All right. Anyways, sorry. That's just annoying. That's an annoying feature that they really need to fix. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. Also, have PayPal and Patreon links for those of you who would prefer to go that way. So again, thanks for watching. Be sure to come back for our next episode, which will be in this awesome new Kenworth truck. And not Kenworth, Western Star truck. And I'll see you then.